Hello, Jonathan Doring, Disco Weasel 1977 here. Now, I'm wearing a Florida Panthers shirt right here because I'm very excited about the Panthers going. I mean, they're still in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're in round two against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, they're ahead 3-0, and if they get one win, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's going to be either against Carolina Hurricanes or the New Jersey Devils. Well, Carolina's ahead New Jersey 3-1, as well as in the West, you have the Dallas Stars and Seattle Kraken tied at 2 games apiece, as well as the Vegas Golden Knights are ahead the Edmonton Oilers 2-1. Well, the only thing that shocked me before the Panthers play against the Toronto Maple Leafs is they have eliminated the National Hockey League's top team this season, the Boston Bruins, in 7 games. You see, they rallied from a 3-1 series deficit before they ended up winning 3 games, games 5, 6, and 7. You see, with Matthew Tkachuk had scored in overtime to win Game 5, extending the series back to Florida for Game 6. And in Game 6, they won 7-5, even with Sam Bennett's empty net goal to force Game 7 back to Boston. And also, with Boston only 1 minute away from advancing to the second round. See, Brandon Montour had got the tying goal, tied the game at 3, forced the Game 7 and the whole series into sudden death overtime before Carl Verhaeghe had an overtime goal, scored that overtime goal to win Game 7 and the series for the Panthers. You see, Boston is heavily favored to win this year's Stanley Cup because they had a lot of records in that season. Besides winning the President's Trophy, they had 65 wins, the most victories than any other hockey team in the whole season, and 135 points, the most points ever been scored by a team in the whole season. Well, for victories, in regulation, overtime, or shootouts, you get 2 points. However, if you get a tie in regulation, you only get 1 point, even when you lose in overtime or in a shootout. Well, when Verhaeghe got that overtime goal for me, the Panthers advanced to the second round, I saw all the fans at the TD Garden crying in shock and belief that they had a great season. They were favored to win the cup, and well, it's like David defeated Goliath. They thought the Panthers defeating Boston could be one of the greatest upsets in the National Hockey League playoffs. Well, there's some other teams that make upsets. Well, that's it for now. And also, I'm very shocked that the Panthers are now 1 win away from defeating the Toronto Maple Leafs. And tonight it's Game 4, hoping the Panthers will complete a 4-game sweep over Toronto. But there's only one thing that could really concern me. There are 5 teams. There are there are 4 teams that win a series after rallying from a 0-3 deficit. Toronto Maple Leafs were one of the teams that did that. They did that in 1942 Stanley Cup Finals against Toronto. They lost the first 3 against Detroit before ending up winning 4 straight. Then 1975 playoffs, you had the Islanders. They did that against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers. The Philadelphia Flyers did that, against the Boston Bruins. And then lastly, you had the Los Angeles Kings in 2014 against one of their interstate rivals, the San Jose Sharks, before they won the Stanley Cup after defeating the New York Rangers. I mean, the Los Angeles, yeah, I got it right. The Kings did that against the San Jose Sharks before they ended up winning the Stanley Cup against the New York Rangers. Well, let's hope for the best if the Panthers do win tonight or maybe some other days. And also the Miami Heat, they really made a Cinderella story. They were an 8 seeded team. They had defeated the NBA best team this season, the Milwaukee Bucks, in 5 games. They did that, on in overtime in Game 5, which is past midnight, on my birthday, April 27th. And also, there were now 3 games-1 against one of their league rivals, the New York Knicks. If they win again, well, however, the home court advantage is favor for the New York Knicks. You see, Game 5 will be at Madison Square Garden. Well, let's hope if the Heat can defeat the New York Knicks and go on to the Eastern Conference Finals of the NBA playoffs. Well, there's a couple of things about the Panthers. Their ticket sales, you see, they have restricted rules about all the Maple Leafs fans, crossing the border, going to Florida, because they have a lot of restricted rules, I have no idea what's going on here. But I guess that's all I got to think about. You see, before the Maple Leafs played against the Panthers, you see, they defeated the Panthers' interstate rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, because they won the 3 games in Tampa, all of them in overtime. But sometimes teams can be good on the road, and sometimes they're good at home. Well, that's it for now. Well, this is me, Jonathan Doring, Disco Weasel 1977, saying goodbye. I wish good luck to the Florida Panthers on trying to see if they can win Game 4 tonight, and also the Miami Heat. Hope they can eliminate the New York Knicks in Game 5 tonight. Over and out.